Yo, what's up, boys? If you guys watched that game yesterday, man, tough. God damn, man. I see football is so crazy. It's so crazy because PSG's back-to-back Champions League winners, and I'm here waiting since 2015. God damn. Anyways, anyways, um, yeah. That game was very, very, oh my god, that game was, to be honest, that's what we expected. If you saw that Arsenal lineup, come on. If your back four is four centre backs, I don't expect anything from you. I expect absolutely nothing. I expect absolutely nothing but haram. And that's what it was. Haram ball. Brother, these dudes, I'll be honest here, tactically, is what they are good at, shit. So I'm not surprised. But they defended so well, it was insane. They defended so well, I'm like, what the fuck is what the I see? And there was one point they weren't even pressing. Do you guys remember how City played against Arsenal in that game where they wouldn't press Arsenal because they knew Arsenal's midfielders, they don't know how to, like, not they don't know how to, but obviously it's hard to progress the ball when you have a line of fuck out of here. A line of four standing in front of you, right? So assuming yellow is PSG, red is Arsenal, right? And Arsenal players had the ball. PSG players were all their strikers always hug the touchline here. But this is what Arsenal did. Arsenal players were literally like this. This is what they did. They just had four people, and and you know how PSG always builds up in a three. They'll have their two CMs or like three people here actually. Hakimi always goes forward. Then whoever is here, this is basically how they attack, right? So Arsenal, this is literally what it was, because these dudes will try and play the ball through, and you just have four people in front of you, and okay, you shift the ball to this side to make this pass. Everybody's moved over like this. You shift the ball to make this pass, so they had to force them to like go down the wings, and the same way Man City literally played Arsenal in that was it a cup final? Yeah, I think so. So that was very like interesting to see tactically, right? And then on the other end, PSG's attack was not very what's the word? The fact that Saliba and Gabriel didn't have to worry about a striker bothering them. Like Dembele, you'd assume he's playing here, right? But Dembele is still playing false nine and roaming and all of that stuff. He's mixing up here and mixing up there. These two had nothing to worry about. And Arsenal, when the ball got this far up, every single time they are back here, these two dudes are literally down here. Arsenal's defense was so compact, brother. That shit was annoying. Like, if they eventually beat this four, they just swung the ball to the wing and like, oh, let's attack. Before you know it, Saka is already here. Bro, they even let Kvara breathe, bro. They didn't let him breathe, bro. Every time, although I'll say there are some times I felt like he could have just taken the man on, like taking Mosquera on before Saka got there. But obviously, at risk of just running down the line and doing what, he would slow the game down before he could like take his head up to see what he could do. Saka is here already waiting for him. And again, these two were not occupied by anybody, so they were just free. They were just free to cover up that even if he beats this one, I'm here. Or when Saka couldn't cover, it was this close. It was like, it was very ridiculous, to be honest with you, man. I'd hate to be an attacker facing that shit. But in this day and age, there's only one attacker, maybe two, that could break down shit like that. Maybe three. For sure, Yamal. For sure, Yamal he's running at both of them. He could care less. That dude is insane. But that's not what we hear about. That's how they neutralized the wingers. Anyways, I felt like Kavara couldn't do much. I felt like Dewey felt like he seemed like he was doing much, but to me he wasn't doing anything because he was keeping the ball. It was up front, but he went up passing back, and it's like, well, what are we doing? With that game, oh my god, that game was not like this is if I want to show someone about football, I'll show them this game. Nope, no way in hell. But like seeing the tactics of the teams was kind of fun. The game in general wasn't that fun. I'll be honest with you. It was very. But seeing the tactics, because like it's either this game goes PSG's in, like they play how PSG wants them to play, or they play how Arsenal wants them to play, and they completely played how Arsenal wanted them to play. If you look at football, it will tell you what. Get out of here, man. It'll tell you, yeah, this, everything in favor of PSG, but genuinely, this is what Arsenal wanted. Especially since they scored that first goal, which people were like, ah, that's a handball. And bro, his hands were on his chest, man. I don't know how much more he could do there. But that finish from Havertz, by the way, flipping hell. That's insane. I saw someone say, Stefanov sold. What do you want him to do? Do you see how much power was in that shot? Ah, damn. But yeah, I think the game was literally just what Arsenal wanted, and it went their way long enough, at least up until the point where Kvara. I think in the second half, yeah, because in the first half, Arsenal like had complete control in the sense of the game went how they wanted. But in the second half, I saw someone explain it on Twitter, and it was like, you know what I was saying about PSG? Everybody knows how. If you watch PSG enough, you know how they build up. They build up in it to be Nuno Mensch, because Nuno Mensch, like you know how Hakimi holds up the width sometimes. Nuno Mensch always runs in from deep because he's better on the ball than Hakimi, right? So Nuno Mensch should be here. They have Pacho, they have Pacho here, Marquinhos here, then Vitinha or João Neves is there. That's how PSG always builds up, right? And then they like touchline, or touchline, and then all of this is free, basically, right? That's how they would usually build up. But in the second half, they because they were committing. If you notice, there were many times he was here, and he didn't have any runner except Fabian Ruiz. And if Fabian Ruiz makes this run, and someone tracks him, right, someone else just covers him, and it's like if he leaves here, this whole space was free again. Like I said, that's why they could just double mark the wing every single time because nobody was occupying the middle for them. I don't know. I felt like they could have played. I don't know. I think it's positionless football, but there's still like zones they try and occupy. So it was just strange that first half. But in the second half, how did they do? I think Dembele was. There were moments where you see Dembele holding the middle, yeah, and Luis Enrique was on the touchline yelling for him to come close to help whoever was on the ball here or here. Like I think whoever was here, Dewey, he kept on calling for Dembele to come in because there were many times Dembele was literally playing between the two centre backs, and Dewey will be with the ball here, and maybe like João Neves is here, and Hakimi is here, and he's like Dembele should come over, and he couldn't come over just because he was trying to hold the defenders. But the major thing I seen or that I saw from that dude's video on Twitter was Nuno Mensch started pushing forward a lot more, and that's literally what led. If you watch that shit, that's what led to is the interplay with Nuno Mensch and Fabian Ruiz that led to the penalty from Kvara. Because at that point you can't double mark him anymore because there's too many bodies to watch. So they had to give up some defensive security that they were keeping with the four at the back. Not necessarily four, but like four to build up. And they just started building up with three off rip. And that's how they led because at that point, Musquera couldn't handle it. Even before then, I think there was one point that Kvara got past him and got a corner. And I was like, yeah, they've made tweaks. And regarding the penalty, come on, are you trolling? How is someone on a yellow card? He fouls someone in the box. Someone running at goal. There is no defender in front of him. He's right here. Running at goal. Closest defender is around here. He's running at goal. You take him out. You don't even touch the ball. And you already have a yellow card. And they don't give a yellow card. What are we doing? How do you not give a yellow card for that? That does not make any sense. I could care less. Oh, it will ruin the game. What? How is it? That's not the ref ruining the game. That's the player ruining the game with stupid ass tackle. I don't understand. That decision does not make any sense to me. That decision was a flipping wash of a decision to me. Because what's that? How does that make sense? He literally tackled the guy in the box, didn't touch the ball. He has one yellow card already. How do you not give a second yellow card for that? But or even like Saka's handball, although Saka's one is I don't know. I don't know how. I feel like that's not fair to give Saka give a penalty against Saka in that first half for the shot that came to his face, because it was like, what's he supposed to do there? But I don't know. Maybe they should tweak that rule and make it like a free kick instead of a penalty. Because it's not like a goal scoring opportunity or anything in that case. But yeah, yeah, the penalty obviously. Usman Dembele. Wait, what's that Dembele song? Dembele. I can't remember. Anyways, they got their goal, and from there PSG started like pressing on, but that's like really what happened the entirety of the game. PSG kept trying to make things happen. They had the few times they now eventually attacked. Yeah, the few times they eventually had chance to attack, because Arsenal had to come forward. Because literally, since Arsenal scored 6 minutes in the low block, all the like close, tight defense, literally 4-4-2 from hell. This is literally what they did the entirety of the time after they scored. But when PSG scored back, Arsenal had to come out now. And obviously, football being football. And crazy enough, Barcola came on. Oh my God, Barcola. I wanted Barca to buy Barcola so bad, man. But I don't know. Who knows? God knows best. But come on, those two chances. How do you not score one of them, Barcola? You see that one where he smoked Saliba, and then there was one point he was like slowing down, and I'm like, oh okay, he's pacing himself to shoot this thing properly, and he just fluffed it, and I'm like, what's going on? Come on, you guys seen the video of Dembele telling him after like that he doesn't need to push the ball and run or some shit like that. I can't remember. I seen someone translate the video or like do lip reading and translate it. French Twitter is really funny, especially with the auto translate on Twitter. French Twitter is actually ridiculously funny. But yeah, those two chances, man, that dude has to improve. But I think someone said that the Barcola reminds them of Dembele, and I kind of see it, bro, of younger Dembele, anyways. But I like Barcola so much. I think he's such a good footballer. Like the amount of like chances you could get with him on the pitch is so much. It's so crazy too. But anyways, Barcola missed a couple chances. What else happened in the game? Goncalo Ramos came on, which I thought was the change they should have made. I would have taken Due out after that first half, to be honest with you. Due and what's his name? Fabian Ruiz. I would have probably taken them out. Fabian Ruiz, to me, I didn't even think across this season, Zaemri has played so much more influential games for them. I think I'm pretty sure his performances have been better this season. I'm sure he's even played more overall than Fabian Ruiz, but I think that's mostly because of injury. But like when he played, he literally smoking everybody. You know what I mean? So I don't know. What else happened? Arsenal, as for Arsenal, they're on offensive tactics was just launch the ball forward at Havertz. And to be honest, that thing was going to work because these PSG dudes are so fucking small. The biggest person in the defense is Pacho. I think he's the tallest in the team. Well, no, Barcola is probably pretty tall, and the goalkeeper. But like, Joao Neves won a couple of headers too, I think. Wait, was it Joao Neves that was winning? There was someone that won like 2 headers, and I was like, what? And Raya, by the way, man, that dude just be smoking the ball forward sometimes. I'm like, do they practice this thing? They for sure. I don't even know what I'm asking. They for sure practice that shit. I want to see if it shows headers won. Because I'm pretty sure he won. This dude is ridiculous yesterday. Tackles, blocks, clearances, interceptions, recoveries, fouls, foul, dues, aerial dues. Yeah, look, 6 out of 10, bro. I was like, who's this short ass dude winning? This dude reminds me of Gavi so much, man. Let me see what he did because he won man of the match, which to me was fucking ridiculous. I don't know how he won man of the match, bro. Maybe because of the short attempts he had. Like, he didn't play bad, but man of the match, what? Like, this should have been man of the match there. That dude ran the whole game and he didn't even look gassed one bit. Yeah, Arsenal was launching the ball out. At some point, they brought on Georg Lesnar also. So it was Georg Lesnar and Havertz up front. And they were just launching the ball. I'm like, this thing is going to work. And it almost did like twice. Martinelli just has horrible passing. There was one time Martinelli and Madueke were on the counter around here somewhere. I think Madueke was here. Like, Martinelli literally had the ball. And you'd expect this to be an easy pass. And he just fluffed the like, the thing just went all the way down. I said, this guy is a donkey. And there was one other aerial dude that, like, came all the way from the goalkeeper around here. And I think they headed it just all the way straight down. And, bro, that thing almost worked, you know. That thing almost worked. God just said it was not their time, to be honest with you. But it was both ways. Both teams had chances they missed. But yeah, that's really all the tactical things that really happened that game. Everything was just a derivative of the same thing I've said. PSG trying to switch the ball around and find space. Arsenal not even giving them any space, like any lick of space. And Arsenal just launching the ball forward. Looking for aerial duels. Let me rate the players before I go off. I don't know. He didn't have to save that much, did he? What the hell? He's the highest rated player in the game. I don't know about that one. Pero Incapie, this dude got injured at like extra time, and Arsenal had used those their subs already, which was crazy to me. You know what? I don't understand how PSG didn't just keep on running down. At some point, Joao Neves was the one that ran down his wing, because it's obvious he's injured. I swear I would have brought, I don't know who was on the pitch at that moment, but I brought my best dribbler or my best, like, you know, I'm sure Barcola was on the pitch at that point. I would have put Barcola on this time because he was fresh legs. Barcola. Nkapi is almost dying, bro. It's going to be Nkapi and Martinelli. What? I would have, bro, overload this place like crazy. Like, I genuinely thought that was like a mishap. It's just like how in NBA, you see your opposing team has 4 fouls already, and it's like 5 minutes into the quarter. Brother, go for those, go drive into the paint, collect those fouls. Like, that's your advantage. I feel like teams don't play to their advantages as much, but that's just another thing. I don't think he played, but I think 6.9 is fair though. These two played really well. Gabriel played so good, by the way. Like, genuinely, in the box, there were like 2 chances. He just gobbled, pause, and cleared up. They both played well. I'll be honest, I think he did well, but I think those cards obviously brought it down this low. And secondly, I think the help he got from Saka was the main reason he did so well. I don't know. Offensively, Saka was kind of, I don't know. You know how crazy it is to take out Starboy. When did he go out? 83 minutes. Oh, I didn't know it was that late into the game, though. I thought he left earlier than that. 83 minutes. That's crazy. They took him out 6-7 minutes. I don't understand why. But to be honest, he did not know. I think, like, apart from these 4 dudes, and I'll say the 2 wingers and him, because the 2 wingers is more defensive than offensive. Again, their game plan was completely defensive, so you can't really expect much offensively. But again, it's a striker. They are offensive players. I'm not going to just come and rate them solely of what they did on defense. On defense, sure. But offensively, dog water, dog shit. And this on both sides, to be honest, he didn't do shit that game. Nothing. He did nothing that game. Louis Kelly actually played well. He played well like the first half. For sure, he played well the first half. Second half, PSG had a lot more control. So, they had more control the whole game anyways, but it's hard to see someone's they didn't play through the middle as much. So he was almost nowhere on the pitch. These two, especially him, I almost did not know he was in that game yesterday, to be honest with you. I was so lost. Like, how do you have so many offensive players that I'm sure their best traits are obviously offensive traits because they're offensive players and they are doing defensive work in the Champions League final? That approach is so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous it almost worked. Crazy, crazy, crazy stuff. This guy, again, defensive position is sure, but nothing else. What kind of shit is that? He did well with the like long balls, pause. But like the balls to him, he controlled it. Let me see. Pretty sure he won a decent amount. Where is it? Oh wow. Oh no. Oh Jesus. Well, 52%. Bro, he's taller than everybody. How did he lose so much? Pacho, by the way. Pacho and Marquinhos were impressive. Let me see. Yeah, see Pacho 4-4. Marquinhos 3 of 6. Yeah, that's against this guy and Brock Lesnar and Georg Lesnar, sorry. Overall, this team just, I don't know, embarrassing. You see, this is a lie. All these ratings are a fucking lie. These are, he does not deserve 7.6. That was the most 5 point something performance ever, bro. He didn't do jack shit, bro. He just occupying positions that didn't help the team. He was like open to receive passes in non-threatening positions. What the fuck is that supposed to do for me? Do you know what I mean? Like, what does that do for me? You're meant to be my striker, coming to receive pass on the wing right by me. And the way PSG was playing, nobody was feeling the position he was taking. Like, it wasn't as free flowing as you'd see. But I guess again, that's solely because of how Arsenal defended. Because if you watch that PSG Bayern match, yeah, it was so free flowing because when Dembele moves out of position, someone is following him out of position, so that space is open. So his teammates take that space up. But this Arsenal, they didn't even give a fuck. Go out of position, they just left them. Okay, so that's literally how they were defending. Okay, so you're out of here, so they just held their positions, which makes the most sense, right? Like, you don't have to be aggressive with your defense in every game, which makes sense. So that's a fucking scam. 7.7 is a fucking lie. Also, what? How's this 7.7? What the fuck did he do that is 7.7? What? Accurate crosses, 1 out of 9. 1 out of 4 dribbles. What the fuck is... Where did we get 7.7 from? Jesus, what? This is crazy. Wait, where is passes? Accurate passes. He giving short passes the whole fucking game. Big chances created. 1. I can't remember that. Oh well. I don't know where 7.7 came from though. I think they had the same type of game, but at some point he was more like I said in that second half, he had like a stretch like 15 minutes right before the goal that he was just imposing himself because he had help, he had support from Nuno Mensch. So I don't know. He played decent anyways, but he didn't look like he was fit for some reason. But again, it might just because they were tripling him. This guy, man, I don't know. He didn't play bad, but his form is just not where it was last season. You know. I don't know where this brother got his own man of the match from. I don't know what UEFA watches sometimes. Man of the match for me, man. This dude again. When he was in Benfica, a couple of Barca fans were saying it. This dude reminds me of Gavi so much. It's ridiculous. It's actually ridiculous. So ridiculous. I love players like this, man. Hakimi, I'll be honest with you. I don't think Hakimi did shit today. Nothing. I don't even think did he even cross the ball in once. Shot that crazy. Chances created. Shot on targets. What is crosses? Accurate crosses. 1 out of... God damn! Fucking hell, man. 5 defensive contributions for a fullback. Well, Arsenal did not really attack anyways. Hey, you see, I was going to say he kind of sold what led to the goal. But you know, in hindsight, push that one aside. He played a decent game. Pato, this dude is so fucking, bro. This dude was chewing on gum for how long? Girl, I was like, brother, what kind of eternal gum are you chewing on? What's going on here? Nuno Mensch, all of them just had very average performances. I don't really have anything to say for him. His penalty shooter was woeful, by the way. I don't know what the fuck that was. As for the penalties, yeah, I don't really have anything to say except why the fuck, yeah. If not that we're just doing things for glitz and glam. And how did Borino say it then when he was talking about Pogba? Too many flicks and tricks. Why is Madueke the fifth person to? Why is he not the fifth person to take the pen? Why is Gabriel taking the pen before you? He wants to prove a point. Like a mentality monsters here and there. Yeah, sure, brother. You're not a fucking striker, are you? I don't think I've ever seen him kick the ball. If the ball is not hitting his head, I've never seen him like do anything offensive. So why is he taking the pen before fucking Madueke? Madueke that wanted to kill Palmer and Nicholas Jackson for a penalty when they were in Chelsea, and now you don't want to take the pen. Weak ass, pussy ass, weak. Maybe okay. You know what? Let me not be too aggressive, right? Because again, you don't know what they planned. But come on, man, come on. I feel like that's shit. I feel like that's so shit. What? Maybe it's like a captaincy thing, or it's like, oh, is Gabriel even the fucking captain of Arsenal? Is Odegaard? Yeah, Odegaard is Arsenal. I don't know. Yeah, Gabriel is second captain, isn't he? I don't know. I think that was such a poor decision. 'Cause I don't know why he's taking pen before Madueke. That's so ridiculous to me. But anyways, that's it. PSG back-to-back champions. Arsenal second. And Barcelona still begging for Julian Alvarez. Jesus Lord, please help us all. I see you guys in the streets.